So get ready, fellow humans. This is the year of karma. Why did I just come up with this? It's actually sort of in our face. I'm experiencing it. I've seen everybody experience this. Every single person I know has experienced this. And it's karma in your face. And I'm going to tell you why this is such an amazing thing to go through. A little bit painful, but it's going to take you to the other side, and something really great is there. But it's up to you whether you actually go to that other side. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to want to consider doing that. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Is it amazing? It so could be. And you would say, well, if I had more money, if I had a happy relationship, if I was healthy, and we're actually in control of all that. And we're probably thinking, no, we're not, Landria. But yes, I'm going to discuss that today. Now, we've talked about that CIA report that the Monroe Institute did for the military, and it's out for the public. Are we not paying attention to that? Why do we not pay attention? We are so programmed and so self-limiting. It's so challenging to move past these doubts and negativity and feeling like things are happening to us. And I'm going to help you today to maybe get through that a little bit. Because it looks like the world is in such a dire, deep, dark place. And it's actually, yes, doing that, but we're dipping into the basement to pull some people out who are asking for the light to shine. You have to ask, right? Ask and you shall receive. It's that simple. Now, what's ask? Ask is, you can't ask for something and not believe it. You have to know it is done. This is all in the Bible. I didn't read the Bible, so, I'm not going to quote things perfectly, obviously, but I do know that that is in the Bible. Ye are all guides, these things you shall do and more. Ask and you shall receive. Hello, 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 McFly. All right, so we're going to talk about how those in the basement of the mansion are going to get to the penthouse. It has to be voluntary. It is free will. I cannot infringe on you. I cannot go and pull you up into the penthouse. That would be me wanting that, not you wanting it. You have to want it, and that's the ask. The ask is, if I ask, I have to really want it. I have to really believe it. I can ask for something if I'm not believing it. That's a disconnect. So therefore, you're actually making it not happen. Now, first of all, a little housekeeping. Please subscribe. YouTube is actually unsubscribing people who've been on here for years. Older channels are having that happen. And we're all really sort of going, this is unfair, man. We've been hanging in there a long time. So please check to make sure you are subscribed. And if you want to know about my next video coming out, you can click that little bell. Also, entrepreneurs, come on over, digitalexplorers.net, free webinars. And I teach you that we've got to change how we do business on the planet. We got to change how we earn. If you're entrepreneurial and you want your own business, you want to take advantage of the internet, reach global audiences, come on over. No experience required. Come on over. I'll teach you how this works, and you decide if it's something you want to explore, because it's time to explore. What are we going to explore? We're going to start to look at things very differently than who we've been up to this point. That's sort of funny, because I've been talking about Landria 4.0. I keep telling you, in the last few months, I keep telling you that everything is shifting in my life. All these big things happen to shift me to a better space that at the time can seem bad. Have the faith to know that something else will show up, and this is what's going on right now. It's not the karma you think. We always think karma is like punishment for what I did. No, it's the opposite. And I'm going to talk about what you believe might be punishment. It is not at all. Of course, you can believe what you want to. You're allowed. You have free will. But let's hear me out on this. You might like my definition a little bit more. It'll give you some, just say, confidence to move forward through some of these challenging times. When things seem to be going south or not going well, listen to it, watch it, and ask yourself, there's an opportunity here. The world is, the quantum field is shifting into your 4.0, 5.0, whatever you are, 2.0. And I said, I feel like Landria 4.0. I feel like something really big has shifted. Things have happened that appear to be bad, that have actually pushed me to be a higher, better version of the human me. And I thought, these are all blessings in disguise, but we don't recognize them because they can be painful, because egos don't like change. They like to protect what they have and get more. When you let go of the ego, there's no anger. You don't have anger. What? Anger is me wanting you to act a certain way or things to be different. It just, you can get upset or what, at certain situations, like somebody's hurting a dog or an animal or an old person. I don't know if I'd feel anger, but I'd get into action. So anger is when, you just don't like how the world is operating or other people. And so you got to watch that. That's your signal that your ego is in charge, and you're blocking things because you're saying it shouldn't be that way when in fact it is. So everything's coming to you to give you change, to go into that new space of a golden era. That means, what do you need to change? Oh my gosh, you're having a heart attack or a stroke or your blood pressure's up. There's always a message. Your body's giving you a message 24/7. What is it? What's the cause of that? Is it stress? You say it's hereditary, but no, it doesn't have to be that way. You can look at every situation and say to yourself, what is the upgrade of this? You may not know what it is, but you know one thing. Some part of you has to shift into a higher karmic space. What does that mean? So whatever you've been doing, we are so set in our beliefs and patterns, we can't even see the forest through the trees, right? In other words, the same mind that created the problem can't solve the problem, so you don't think there's a problem. You think everything's the way it is, so you correct people. No, this is how it is. I'm like, yeah, for you. Can you be open to others? Can you enjoy the stories other people tell? And they're so sure that what they believe is true, and it is. So when you open and you release that, you open yourself to new ideas and new things that you do or don't have to believe or accept or take action on. But when you are so set in your ways, you don't even know that you are so much this person that you can't accept that there's another you that doesn't smoke, that doesn't drink, that doesn't do drugs, that doesn't argue with people, that doesn't say they have PTSD, just says, well, I had a situation and it's affecting me. Let's work on that karmically, or just say energetically, I should say. There are ways to clear up everything, but we always name things and we call them bad. ADD, I have it, a dynamic disposition. All entrepreneurs do. You calling it bad? Yeah, because it keeps you down here. It keeps you here, disempowered. And why? Because other people benefit from that. All right, so do you want to play that game? I'm not playing that game. That's why I said, Trump and Musk, they're playing a game. They think they're doing great things. They love it. They think they're the greatest thing walking the planet. And some people think that, and that's cool. That doesn't make them right or wrong, but it will create your reality. We have to take responsibility and stop looking outside of ourselves, because you are the outside of yourself. You are the higher being. So get rid of the stories and say, what if that situation that I think is the best for me isn't? That's karma. That's karma. So if you have done something, or you're ashamed of something, what is the message there that allows you to be the higher version of you? It's really that simple. It's not a punishment. You haven't been a bad person. You just behaved on that level at the moment you were there. You were not on a high frequency at that moment, or you did things because you were in ignorance. We're ignorant about a lot of things, and like, oh, if I'd have known that, right? And you go back and go, I wasn't really ignorant. And then you realize, I've learned, so I can be the higher version. I can change that and never do that. And so you become this new person. No matter what you've done, there's nothing wrong with it. We all do it. And through those experiences, we get to know what that is, and it will change you. When people say that they've had cancer, they're like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm thinking, really? And now I go, yeah, it shook them up. right? We don't do things until we have our back against the wall. Isn't that true? That's why I say fear can be the best motivator for you. That's why I say break through it. Don't eliminate it. You can't. You're human. It's always going to be there. It is a motivator. It stops you from jumping off a bridge. Huge opportunities for change. Your health, you need to pay attention to that, especially where it is. So I think I shared with you guys I had a spontaneous healing on my foot. I had so much pain. I had already had an operation on one foot. I had so much pain on the second foot. I would go running every day, come home and it would swell up. In the morning I'd put my foot on a floor and searing pain would go through. So same thing, I let go. I just let go. I guess I'm going to have to get another operation, whatever. I was in a very, very good spiritual state of being, of totally letting go. I don't know where life's going to take me. I just don't know. It could be scary, or I could just say, let's wait and see. Projecting that in the future is not going to help me any. It doesn't feel good. So I'm like, whatever. And that night, I was very aware of beings in the room and working on my foot. There was this big pop, and I felt my foot being manipulated, something I could not do on my own. And it was, being rotated and whatever. And I actually was thinking, I was half asleep. I went, who's doing that? And so I went back into a deep sleep. I woke up, and I vaguely remembered it. I thought, was somebody here? What was that? Put my foot on the floor, zero pain, and I've zero pain to this day. And that was 12 years ago, about 12 years ago or so. Never returned. Now, what was that? I was moving in the wrong direction. Your feet, your knees, your hips, your back is your life, line. It's the foundation of everything. Your neck. Think about shoulders. Taking on too much burden and stress. It's literal. So karma is, everything is cause and effect. So the cause and effect is, if you're not resonating and you need to make some changes, it's going to be in your face, not punishment. It is opportunity. It's always opportunity, because the one is pure love. It never is looking to punish anybody. Only you can do that. And if you choose to, then you've got a story in your head or programming that makes you think that, you're not worthy. And that's ridiculous, because you're equal to everyone who also makes mistakes, okay? And what are mistakes? They're opportunities to learn. I never look at failures. A lot of times when I've got coaching positions, they ask me, and so, what's the worst thing, the biggest failure? What did you learn from it? I said, well, I don't think of failures. I think of just opportunities to grow and get better. Failure, I don't really use that word. I just say, okay, this didn't work. This is life. So the karma is happening right now because we as a collective are choosing higher frequencies. We're choosing to work on ourselves. We're choosing kindness. We're choosing not to look to governments and corporations to tell us what to do and give us the answers. And we're saying, wait a minute, I'm a thinker. They don't control my happiness. They don't control our countries or the globe. They have a huge effect, but we'd have to support it to make that happen. It takes a village for these things to happen. You're a consumer. If you stop consuming things that are destructive to the planet, you shift into a golden era where people don't destroy the planet. It's that simple. So, everything is your personal choice. So it's going out into the collective more and more that people do want to make these changes. So guess what? There is a shift happening where the opportunities for everyone to make these changes, but it's still a personal choice. People will stay in the basement. They're going to go out that way. That's okay. They're eternal, just like you are. They're probably going to have to come back or to some other planet if we blow ourselves up. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I think that we have gotten past that, and I think that we are in a space where we're not going to tolerate this, this limiting thinking, or this is how things are, and you watch some conspiracy theory and you think you have the answer to something. Why? Because somebody told you some negative. If it's negative and it's fearful, be careful. Be careful. Somebody has some intent. Why would they ever put that in your face, in your head? Why would they want to plant that? So a lot of these people will tell you that good things, spiritual teachers, are evil and dark and bad. Why? It keeps you away from them. It keeps you in that negativity and that fear. So if you're filling your head with all this stuff, and even people who aren't doing good things, evil and bad, it keeps us at odds with each other. So they love it when we're fighting with each other, because if we're not organized, we're not very powerful. If we're an organized group of people, somebody insults you, you don't have to insult them back. Okay, kudos to whoever insulted me about my video that actually wasn't even true what I was saying. And I said, this is YouTube's free. You don't have to watch it. I didn't understand why they felt they had to, go at me. And guess what? That person came back and apologized and said, that's awakening. That's recognizing, wait a second, I'm in a pattern that for some reason needed to criticize this person. Why? And so when you're starting to awakening is just being aware. I'm awake now. I'm aware. I'm not dreaming anymore. I'm aware that I'm doing that, and I don't want to do it anymore. So then you rectify the situation. Guess what? Your karma just went up the roof. Up the roof. Yes, you made that change. You didn't stay there, and the ego didn't say, well, I'm not going to apologize. I may be thinking it, but I'm not going to apologize. But the person did. But you did. That was huge. And that's how big every little thing is out there. And the karma is happening now because everyone will have challenges to become a totally different person. I'm a different person. I know I am. I'm thinking differently. I approach everything differently. I just absolutely think, wow, I thought things were this way, especially in my business or whatever. What if there's another way to do things? What if I have to change things? I'm okay with that because I know the ultimate goal is to get me where I want to be, and it's a very positive place. I want to change the planet. So the karma is, you got to act on it, right? So if you're going to sell anything, if you're going to work, you better be doing something really positive, or else you're just never going to feel good. You get sick, you're stressed, and then you have to take action, and maybe it's uncomfortable, but I'll guarantee you the results are going to be amazing. You receive exactly what you give right away. There's no delay. In the physical world, it may show up later, but it happens right now. All right, so you can't be using that plastic bottle. Can't be using it. It's expensive. Oh, I have a water purifier. You get, I think it's 15% off. It's down in my description. I just bought one. Yeah, it's great. People notice when they come to the house how amazing the water is. 80 toxins I'm not drinking, including pharmaceuticals. You got to take the action. So karma is just the cause and effect from who you've been and the change that's going to allow you to be somebody different only if you take it. And that means, what if I let go of everything that I thought was right? Stop worrying about what other people think if you want to actually go into a space of no limits. You have to let that go, or else you'll stay in the patterns and the programming. You will not be your 2.3.4.0 version. And you will absolutely seriously start to think completely different. You'll feel different. I feel something has shifted. Somebody asked if I believe in astrology. Of course I do. It is actually the program that creates change that's diversified. Otherwise, we'd all have good times and bad times. But because of our astrological signs, some people go through things and others do. It's a part of a program, and it's an energy field that sets us up, that puts the challenges down and the opportunities and the challenge, and it shifts all around. It's part of a program. Isn't that cool? That's how I think of it, because everything's energy. So get ready. Karma is right at your doorstep right now, and I'll bet you guys have some stories of things you're going through. Let it go. Let it go and say, okay, who am I supposed to be? Sign. Is this the right thing to do? How about, I don't know, how do you feel? Is there another opportunity? It's going to show up. It will show. Ask. Prayer's part of it. You got to have faith. In prayer, you have to have a desire. Go into faith. Know it is done. But then ask for help. Say, if you don't know exactly what to do, ask, and that's your higher self without the ego talking, and just say, guide me. What is that opportunity? How do I achieve these goals, or if I'm supposed to, or show me another way. I'm open. I just want what's best and highest, and you will receive it. It's that simple. You're a creator. You're amazing. You're perfect. You don't have to seek anything. You're already perfect. Seek and you shall find. That means I just figured out I'm it already. Seek and you shall find. I just found it. I am perfect. Of course, I always have been. It's all the other stuff that I believe that creates any other thought than that I am a perfect creator, and everything else is an experience. So name it and don't name it. It's up to you. Oh, so, okay. So again, you guys, hope you'll subscribe. Digital Explorer's down there. My store. Yep, I know I have a boatload of links, but people ask me for things, so I just put them in there. You can pick and choose where you go. You can go to my Amazon store for all my stuff, no plastic. You can get your water filter that's amazing. Blue Land is down there. All your products, nothing comes in plastic. It's amazing. Your laundry, your countertops, your hand soaps, your toilet cleaner, it's amazing. And it has no toxins. Imagine your liver and your kidneys not having to work so hard to get all that crap out of your body that you're putting on your skin and your hair. Let's do it. We can do this if you want. It's a lot of fun. It's a little scary, but it feels great. It's the right thing to do, don't you think? Oh, that's right. There's no right or wrong. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.